Whoop whoop. Hey guys. So Easter was last weekend. Yeah. So I went. Okay. Okay. So I went to my boyfriend's house for Easter over the weekend because he lives only 2 hours from Dartmouth. And it was really nice, but I got a bunch of candy from his house that I have now, and then my mom sent me some gourmet truffles from John and Kira's, which are my favorite, so I'm not really going to complain about that. But then my granddad, who lives in like by Knoebels, that one, he sent me a bunch of candy today too. Well, there was a card in it that said that was his wife's idea, not his. But so he sent me these like giant homemade peanut butter chocolate egg things and a bunch of other things. So I was post-Easter conundrum. I'm surrounded by chocolate and I can't not eat it. Anyway, I didn't make video last week because I had midterms in. Usually midterms is probably the same for you. It's just like spread out over the whole course of the term. It doesn't really mean anything that you have a midterm other than you have a test. But I happened to have something in all 4 of my classes last week. So I had 2 papers due, and then I had an anthro midterm and a math midterm. So I like died basically. It was rough. So that's why I did not do anything. I doubt you really missed it. So it's okay. Yeah, so anyway, I don't have anything particularly interesting to say, so I decided that for this week I was going to do fun facts of things that I learned from like my midterms, because I just studied a lot for them. Yeah, so in my anthro class I learned that in the Victorian era, maybe more in the earlier Victorian era, also in the Georgian era, maybe. Okay, well, they thought that hysteria was caused by women not devoting enough energy to their womb, because you need to devote all of your energy to your womb, obviously, or else you'll go crazy. So any women who decided to become educated or like do anything besides like sit at home and make babies, they were sometimes sent to asylums. Terrible. In my religion class, I learned that there's a lot of really interesting myths in Hinduism. There was this one myth that I actually was not important to my paper at all, but my professor mentioned it in passing that I thought was just like, it was so weird. It was basically like, this god, Shiva, is an ascetic, which means that if you don't know what that means, it just means that he just like sits in the forest all the time and meditates to be closer. I mean, like, it's to be closer to God, but he is a god, so that makes no sense at all, really. But since he's ascetic, his semen is really powerful because he never dispels it. So one time this other god got mad at Shiva, and he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna cut off your dick. So he did, and it fell down to earth and started destroying the universe because it was so powerful because he's ascetic. Yeah, I thought that was so ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous, it's part of their religious discourse, but it was an interesting myth. Math, no one learns anything interesting in math because it's math. And what other... I'm not really learning anything in my women or my gender and science fiction class because it's kind of a joke. Like, I told Taylor this like last week. Someone in my class asked what a patriarchy was, and I was like, you're taking a gender studies course. What are you doing with your life? Like, why are you here? You don't even know what a patriarchy is. But I don't know. It's kind of a joke of class. And then the same person asked a few days later, like, he was giving a presentation on aliens, archetypes, and androgyny. So he just did a presentation on archetypes, which was so obvious that he had no idea what an archetype was because what he was saying was just wrong. And then he gives us the thought-provoking question when talking about aliens, that if we've never seen aliens, where do you draw the line between an alien and a ghost? What? I don't know. That's my life. Yep. Mental illness, sex and Hindu myths, and stupid people. And math. Yeah. Bye!